Hi, welcome to the Clyde branch of the Fulmer Funny Farm up here in Salt Lake City, broadcasting from our apartment. Today we're going to be learning a little bit about making some homemade bread. For the sake of time, I've already mixed up the yeast with the water. It's about 3 tablespoons yeast, 3 cups water. So now that we've got that all together, we're going to add a 1/3 cup of agave nectar. Agave nectar a lot of times is used as a sugar or a honey supplement. It's actually really good for you. So we're going to try and get all that out because it's delicious and slightly expensive. So now that we got that in there, we're going to also add a tablespoon of salt, just right there to the mixture, and 5 cups of unbleached bread flour. I found that the bread flour gives me a fluffier product than just all-purpose. But if you want to save a little bit of money, you can use just regular flour. But also, I like to add a cup of whole wheat flour. It's more nutritious. And just for a personal touch, I put a 1/3 cup of oats. Mixing this in the KitchenAid, or really any other one, I would just make any other mixing machine. I would use, helps if it's plugged in, just your bread hook or whatever else you're going to be using to knead it. Now if you don't have a mixing machine, you can just use it you can just mix it by hand and then you'll have to knead it, which I'll show you a little bit later. So yeah, after mixing the dough, you let it sit with a dough hook and knead for about 5 minutes until you have a nice clump that is both smooth and elasticy, meaning when you pull it out, it starts to make its way back in. So, but not everybody has a power mixer, and for that, it's going to take a little bit longer to knead. It's going to probably take you about 10 minutes, and kneading is really simple. You fold it over, press it down, turn it a quarter turn. Fold it over, press it down, and you repeat that for about 10 minutes. Now this dough's already ready, so what we'll do is we'll take it to a greased bowl. We just took some vegetable oil, smeared it around, you drop it in, rub it around a little bit. You just want to coat lightly the dough, and then put it there. Cover it with some saran wrap and let it sit until it doubles in size. Okay, so now we've waited a while, a little over half an hour, 45 minutes, just depending on how much time it takes to grow, depending on the temperature of your house. As you've seen, it's pretty well doubled in size. From this point, you're going to remove your saran wrap. You're going to dump it out onto a floured surface. Sometimes it's a little stubborn. You're going to do one of my favorite parts, which is punching it down. You're going to get all that carbon dioxide that the yeast has made out. And from there, you can compact it again. You're going to want to cut it in half, because we're going to make 2 loaves. Now we've got it mostly in half. Take our handy dandy rolling pin and roll it out. What I like to do, I like to put my pan there because that's going to tell me a little bit about the width. So we can get the width right. The length doesn't really matter. I mean the width doesn't matter, the length does. So you take it and you roll it. Got a good log. And you take that. Put it in your pan. I like to use the same saran wrap because I'm cheap like that. Cover it and let it rise again. So it's about doubled in size. Okay, now that the bread has doubled in size yet again, we're going to put some slits in the tops because they look nice before we put them in the oven, which we have preheated to 350 degrees. We'll put them in for 25 minutes or until there's a nice, you can tap the top of them and they're nice. Well, it's been 25 minutes. Shall we take a look? Looks pretty good to me. Tap the top, it's got a nice hollow sound. Take these out. Then I like to try and cool them as soon as possible. If you leave them in the pan, they can get soggy. Take these out, put them on a cooling rack. Mine's a little improvised. I like it. And look at those. Beautiful.